So why is sound design important? Well, the best way I can put it is, let's say you're baking a cake and you don't put any sugar in that cake. You get the cake, but it just doesn't taste sweet. You might as well just be eating bread. So sound design is kind of like that sugar that should be in the cake, and the cake would be the film that you're creating. So without that sweetness, it's just a plain old piece of bread. Okay, that might have been a horrible metaphor. Let's just say sound design is probably more important than the visuals of your movie or your film. Sound design really brings you into the scene. It really immerses you amongst everything going on, and it makes you feel like you're there. I'm gonna head home because it's starting to get dark around here. Don't want any kangaroos to come and eat me. While I'm heading home, watch these next scenes and listen to the sound design and listen how much it actually brings you into the scene. And then we'll discuss it. All right, heading home now. Where's my kids? I'm gonna just. I need a minute. Just, uh,
2 hours later.
So every clip that you just saw had no audio whatsoever. All I did was come in and add sound design and sound effects to make it seem like it was the actual sounds from that scene. So what I want to do is I'm choosing a scene that I'd like, and we're gonna have no audio on it, and I'm basically gonna just walk you guys through how to put audio and sound design into that scene to make it feel like, well, that audio was actually recorded with that scene, and to really enhance the sounds to make you feel like you're actually in that environment. So without further ado, open up Premiere and let's get into it. All right guys, now that we have Premiere open, I chose this clip right here of just a painting shot, and it's panning backwards in the forest slash little park area. So I thought there was a few different sounds that we can add into this to make it feel like we're actually there. So we'll just play it through. Obviously no audio. Nice little shot though. So what can we do to add in, well, really good sound effects to make this seem like we're actually there? I use Epidemic sound. I'm not sponsored by them or anything, so I'm not telling you to go use them, but I find their website to be really useful, and you can pretty much find any sound effect or music you want royalty free. Although I'll put a link down in the description to a free website where you can get sound effects too. So you don't have to get a subscription with them. I'm not sponsored, so I'm not telling you to do anything, but I do find them quite resourceful, so I'll use them for this tutorial. So first, we will go into Epidemic Sound, and we'll go to Sound Effects tab. Might actually just type it in. We'll type in some forest ambience. Ambience. Here we go. Sound effects, okay. So here we go, forest ambience. Let's click this. Okay. That's what I'm going for, so we'll just download that real quick. Actually, I think I already have it downloaded, because it looks like I already selected it. So we'll just leave it. Okay, so we'll go back to our clip right here. Then we will bring it into our timeline. So we'll just search for it. Music, forest, ambience. There we go. Import. All right, let's listen to what that sounds like. Yeah, that'll look good. Drag it on down. Drag our forced ambience down a little bit. Cool, and then we'll just do a cutoff because we don't need all that extra forest ambience. All right, let's play and see what it sounds like. All right, like that in itself already makes you feel like you're there. A lot of people will just leave it like that, but it sounds just a little bit too loud for my taste, so I think I'm gonna drop the audio down a little bit. Go audio gain. Let's drop it maybe 7. See how that sounds like. Okay, yeah, that sounds a little bit more natural to me. So we'll keep it like that. What else can we add into the scene to make it feel like we're there? Well, since it's a park, or that's what I'm getting from it. Let's say maybe there's like kids playing in the background or something, maybe behind the camera. So let's add some children ambience into this to make it feel like it's actual park. So go back to to Epidemic sound. Let's see, what will we type in for that? Children ambience sound effects. Playground children, see what that sounds like. Check another one. Sounds like just a little bit too many kids. We'll go. No, that sounds like we're in a studio. Alright, that's what I'm going for. City Park ambience with Swedish voices. We'll download that. Well, it looks like I actually downloaded that too. It's like I knew what I was doing before this tutorial. What was it? City ambience Swedish. Okay. I use Epidemic sound quite a bit, so oftentimes I'll go to look to download something and I'm like, oh, I already had it. Cool, so we'll look it up. Music. Swedish. Right, I think that was Swedish kids or something. Here we go, Swedish voices. Got it, it's a Swedish park. Okay, play it, drag it till we hear the kids. There we go. Just in, out it there. Drag it on down. Cut it to where we like. Let's hear what that sounds like. Cool. I'm liking how that sounds, except it sounds like the kids are just a little bit too, I don't know, a little bit overpowering. So what I think I might do is I'll go to effects and type in simple parametric EQ. I'm going to drag that on to our children and then go to our effects, and I think I'm going to change that to 1148.4. We'll do 4 for the Q, and boost maybe negative 18. Let's see how that sounds. That sounds a little bit better. Although I'm getting this like overpowering wind sound, so maybe we'll drop the audio down a little bit. Let's go negative 10. So let's see what that sounds like. There we go, that sounds a little bit better. It sounds like the kids are off in the distance playing. Got this nice empty bench right there. It's all coming together. It's all coming together. So that simple parametric EQ is good for putting on, let's say if you're doing a talking head bit like this and you have music underneath your voice. Sometimes music can be really overpowering. So you put that simple parametric EQ in there and pretty much do the same settings. You can adjust the audio levels and it'll make it sound a lot more natural. So I was kind of doing the same thing for those kid voices. I didn't want them to be overpowering. I kind of just wanted them to sound like real subtle. So that's essentially what I did with the simple parametric EQ. And what's good about that is if you don't want to keep dragging it every time doing the settings, you can actually make it a preset. Just save as preset. In case you don't want to do that. I do have one saved as preset. Sometimes I just forget. Okay, so moving on. What else can we add to this little park scene to make it seem a little bit more lively? I mean, it looks pretty good how it is, honestly. I would probably almost leave it like that, but let's have some fun with it. Maybe let's think, maybe there's some cars passing by behind the camera or something. Like, since there's a park, it sounds like behind the camera, maybe there's a parking lot or there's a street where cars are driving by. So let's, just for the fun of it, let's add a car driving by. So we'll go back to Epidemic sound. Let's see, car drive by sound effects. Let's see. I guess that could work. I'll just save all the crazy looking for sound effects for my own time. I don't want to keep you guys waiting. So we'll just use that for now. So we'll download that. Cool. And we'll go to Premiere. And we will go to our music tab. And go to car drive by. We'll add that onto our timeline. Just drag the whole thing on there. Okay, so that's pretty big. So put that car driving by somewhere in the middle. Okay, so this is obviously gonna sound way too loud initially, but let's just pair it. Too overpowering. So what I'm gonna do is add that simple parametric EQ again. Effects controls, 1148.4. I do have a preset saved, but just for the sake of this tutorial, I'll just keep doing it like this. 4 and -18, although we're probably gonna have to bring it down a bit more. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna bring it way down. Let's go audio gain. Let's go -15. See how that sounds. Cool, that works. I might actually just bring it down a little bit more. I'm being a little bit picky, but you know, gotta make it sound all right. Play it again. There we go. I like the way that sounds. That sounds natural. It sounds like that was meant to be there. I like that. I don't know if there's much more I'd want to add to this scene. I was thinking maybe a little bit of wind, but there's no really wind blowing on a tree, so it'd be kind of out of place. Let's add some music into this little scene, and I'll show you what I mean by that simple parametric EQ effect, how it sounds when you add it to music. Although there is no talking in the scene, but I'll just kind of show you the difference between how it sounds. So we'll go to browse. Let's think. We want something small emotions. Small emotional. What does swan sound like? Perfect. Download that real quick. Swan. Swan dive. You guys ever swan dive into a pool? That was a stupid question. Okay, back to Premiere. We'll bring in our swan dive into Premiere. So swan. Right, there we go. It'll only be the very beginning of the song. I'll just set my out point there, drag it on, stretch it out. Okay, so the music's obviously going to be overpowering, but let's play it. This may be the vibe you're going for. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Effects, do Simple Parametric EQ once again, and then Effects Controls, 1148.4, 4, and -18. So this is with the simple parametric EQ on it. So you see how it gives it more of that subtle feel. So I'll play it again. So that's with the simple parametric EQ, and then without. So it kind of takes the harshness out of that, out of the sound of the music or certain sound effects, whatever you're deciding to use. What do you guys think? Is this helpful at all? Hopefully this is kind of helpful. I kind of just wanted to make a video, a little bit of a just quick tutorial on sound design, nothing too crazy. I'll get into crazier sound design videos in the future, but I kind of wanted to just go over the basics and keep it pretty simple, because you can do all kinds of stuff with sound effects, and just it gets crazy sometimes. Sometimes you just focus on the sound effects for so long, and then you realize you just didn't get anything done with the rest of your project. Let's play it one more time. I don't think you can get any better than that. I feel like it would be too overkill to add anything else. I think I'm happy with that. All right, guys, that's gonna wrap up this video. Hopefully that gave you a little bit more of a in-depth look on why sound design is one of the most important things in your projects. It's often said that audio should be number one, and then the visual should be number two. So, take that how you want. I believe so as well. I'd rather watch something with good audio and kind of a crappy picture instead of something with a nice picture but just like unbearable audio. I'm sure a lot of people can relate. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and if it did help you, I'd appreciate it if you hit the like button and subscribe for future videos that have to do with tutorials, anything filmmaking, and just a good time. You're gonna have a good time on my channel. Did I sell that all right? Hopefully. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.